All right, people of faith, let's take another walk. I am standing in front of the camera this time. So, okay, I want to talk about the development or increasing your life with God. And that's allowing Him to come in to tear down anything and all things that's connected to hurt, harm, misery, um, torment, anything that's fear related. And what I mean by fear related, anything that's not 100, well, anything that is not upon the unconditional love. So for anything to be conditional, it has to be fear driven. There has to be a reason for it to stop. So love has no reason to continue. The only way that love may not continue with the individual is because the individual has stepped away from love. But love itself does not stop. It's a continuous motion. It's like a flowing train. You have to literally jump on board or jump off board. The amazing thing about love is that we were created out of love. When God created us in His likeness and His image, and God is who is all love, it's the self same thing goes for us as well. He created us in that self same manner. We are created out of love. We have to separate or not separate. We have to jump off the train of love to be fear. And it don't take much. It's just seeing something shiny, it's the type of deal. Take Adam and Eve in the garden. I believe this is going to be Genesis. If Genesis 1:26 is when He created man in His image and likeness. Then you talk about chapter 3 is with the fall of man. So you talk about in chapter 2. Just say chapter 3. Go with chapter 3. When Satan presented Adam and Eve with an offer. The offer, God gave the command to Adam, the tree of the knowledge of the good and evil, tree of the knowledge of the good and evil, do not eat. And Satan came along and said, well, does God not know that you will become a God in your own eyes? Which means that you will begin to see everything without God's provision, without God's sight. So that what Satan did was he offered he gave an offering that will put the individual who takes it between a rock and a hard place. On one hand, you seem to be liberated. You seem to have access to your own capabilities. So this is when you get the person who's boastful or who is prideful or who is full of ammunition, and admiration. I'm sorry, not ammunition. Admiration, and they love to be admired. They love to be exalted. They love to be praised. So they are separated from love because they are incomplete. They are void. And what this is the proposition that Satan offered Adam and Eve, even though he didn't tell them this is what's going to happen. But what God did with Adam and Eve, He said, God gave them the result of what's going to happen after you take it, of the tree of the knowledge of the good and evil. He said, as soon as you take of it, you shall surely die. Satan, when he offered them the tree of the knowledge of the good and evil, he didn't tell them that they were going to perish, that or their soul would be up for grabs by him, and he would have the access of their soul, their mind, their will, their emotion, their intellect, and their imagination. So with that being said, I think humanity is. I'm gonna say I know humanity is at a place where we either have two choices: either we believe that God exists, or we believe that He doesn't exist. I will give it a third option, but that will make it like a grayish area. The grayish area would be like we don't even care to even know the difference if He do it or He doesn't. But ultimately, what it comes down to, your life results is based upon if you do or you don't. And well, anyway, just going back to the garden. Um, he gave Adam that, Satan gave Adam and Eve the proposition that they can go ahead and be a god in their own eyes. So this is where humanity is now. We done everything. As a matter of fact, I even heard someone say to me when I was expressing the excitement about Jesus and how he has like turned my life around and opened up my eyes and healing my broken spirit. How about that? Healing my broken spirit, making my broken spirit whole. And from that wholeness, he transformed my soul to no longer being carnal, to be spiritual. So my mind is no longer in the way that it once was, or it doesn't operate in the physical, natural aspects of existence. It goes past that. All right, so the person said to me, well, God didn't do that for you. You did that. I say, well, what does it, how does it hurt me to give praise to someone other than myself? And it really doesn't. The person had a resentment towards the whole, I guess, the whole religion aspect, or maybe the spiritualism of Christ or whatever. Who knows? I can understand if a person is kind of like, on the fence with the whole tradition. Well, Jesus is not traditional. He never asked for man to exalt him. He never asked for man to dress him up as this figurine, or he's this, this carnation of, deliverance. He's not a guy he never presented himself to be like a genie in a bottle that you rub it a couple of times and you get your granted wishes. But he actually came to be much more than that. He came to offer us spirituality in such a way that you can see beyond what you see in front of you, because what you see in front of you is temporal. It's like seeing vapor, or seeing smoke. Smoke is in front of your face for a second, then it's gone. So, but anyway, I say that to say that when it comes to our lifestyle with God, if we're not, really with Him, we are really against Him. And if we are against it, it's based upon we don't believe. And our disbelief in God, or how far we go with getting closer to God, could be from the extension of how far we have held on to something of hurt. If you can remember something of your past that was kind of like detrimental, or kind of, hurtful or painful, whatever, unfortunately, if you can remember that like it's yesterday, then it's still a part of you. A lot of us went to church and we went to Jesus as though he was the genie and the magic bottle, and we would rub it 3 times or confess it 3 times, and okay, it's removed. Okay, that's the start of it. But Jesus said, I want to come in and y'all going to work together. You're going to pick up your cross and you're going to follow him. And that's how the deliverance process goes. Y'all work at the hand in hand, but for us, we had came in and we throw it in the altar, so to speak, which is to say Jesus is going to take care of it. Jesus said, yeah, I'll take care of it, but you come along with me. Not so that you can boast. So it's in the fact that your placement that God created you for is not to be in fear, or not to be a coward, or definitely not to be in hurt or harm. So therefore, you have a right to walk with Jesus, and you have a right to walk with God. And God's going to show you who you truly are going through this adversity. And for some of us, we have held on to stuff that's been held on for far too long, and our refusal to let it go is actually our demise. Even if we choose not to believe if Jesus is alive or not, however, you can say that you're blessed, but your blessing has a limitation. How do I know? As soon as you get afflicted or adversity comes, you see the truism of who you are. So, all that good stuff. So, Well, I wanted to say that briefly. Whatever, people of faith. Remember, you are the blessing and all that good stuff. You are the blessed. Let's be the blessing. Let's keep walking.